Hey guys, welcome back to Relationships with Mareike. I am so excited to have Kevin back on the show with us. Kevin,
How's it,
welcome back.
Malika? Thanks so much again for having me. I'm actually a second time now, so
Yes.
I made it to the second round.
Woohoo! Fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we are going to do something different, something more fun and relaxed. So, I have a little bowl here with questions that I'm going to ask Kevin, and he has his questions that he's going to ask me. And it's basically just random questions that girls want to ask guys, and then also some questions that guys have for girls. So, let's kick this off with the first question. I'm gonna start. So
No
I'm
pressure.
just going to mix this in the bowl and then pick my first question.
Please be easy. Please be easy.
So, ooh, why aren't guys more in touch with their feelings?
Sure, classic. I know some guys who are seriously too much in touch with their feelings.
Yes.
Okay, but in generally, I think no. Um, well, depends. I think it depends on your how you grew up and stuff.
Mm.
I think a lot of guys think it shows weakness. It shows vulnerability. I think generally guys, let's call it testosterone levels or whatnot, but we don't want to seem to look weak in front of anyone.
Mm.
And I think this macho persona makes you seem to look stronger, and sort of like sharing those feelings and being soppy. Let's call it soppy, although it's not always. Um, tends to make you look like a
Mm.
weakling, and
Yeah, I also think maybe it can come from, previous generations, like with our parents and their parents, like the dads, they weren't allowed to cry or have feelings or be more sensitive. And it's kind of like a thing that just passes on from generation to generation, where that is just what the dads teach their children. But I actually think that in our society today, people are way more, guys are way more open about their emotions and how they are feeling. They way more open about, well, not all of them, but I have met some guys that are more open to speaking about how they're feeling. So that's cool.
that's true. That's true. Although that's okay. So we're talking about the one spectrum. I think there is the other spectrum
Mm.
where maybe there's uh, like I still think end of the day the guy needs to man up to and be responsible in manning up to anything that, like, if you get scolded on, to take it on the chin and not to always cry. But now I'm using the example of being scolded on. So an example would be, I was talking to a girl the other day where she reprimanded one of the younger guys in the company, and he went to his bathroom. It's his bathroom. He went to the bathroom and he started crying.
Sure.
So that was like, I don't know what she told him, but it must have been pretty hectic. But how do you see that as like being emotional and showing feelings? How would you?
Oh wow. Okay. My turn. Well, like you said, it depends on what she said. I mean, a guy is allowed to also get over emotional. There has been a lot of times where someone has scolded me, especially at work, for maybe something, a mistake that I made. And in that moment, you kind of feel, because I feel like in the workspace, you're always trying to be the best that you can be, try to work hard, try to show people like you know what you're doing. And the moment that someone just kind of sees a fault in what you're busy doing, I think in that moment you feel inferior, like is you're inferior,
Mm,
so you feel like very low at that moment. And then I think different types of emotions come out. So maybe in that situation, maybe the guy was busy going through something rough, and then this was just like the cherry on top, which, you know, maybe he wasn't even crying about what she said, but maybe it just triggered something else, a different type of response.
Emotion, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good point. Very good
yeah,
point.
so I think that, you know, we should look at it from different types
Mm.
of perspective. I don't necessarily think that he's now a sissy for going to the bathroom and crying, which I feel in the end he is allowed to do. He is allowed to, and personally, I think that people have shaped this image of how manly a guy is supposed to be, and the moment that he cries about something that hurts him, now he's not manly
Mm.
anymore. And I personally do not agree with that. It does not mean that he's girly because
Mm.
he now cries about someone hurting his feelings. It just means that he's more open to his emotions.
Yeah.
But also, like with girls as well, to cry about unnecessary things, you know,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
also.
So
So there's a fine line. You
yeah.
cannot just, you know, have a hissy fit and cry about every single thing, because sometimes that crying is a form of manipulation,
Yes.
and then that's not a good thing.
Yes. I think so. That was the other thing I wanted to touch on, is that I think if a guy, depending, like you say, it could have been something that triggered an emotion or a response. But if he's crying because he's feeling sorry for himself,
Mm,
I mean, you can't have
no.
that, especially in a household where, let's say if you're married, you need to man up. Like
Mm,
you need to be because I mean, otherwise your wife's gonna man up for you, and
yes.
you don't want that either.
Yes. But
So
also, ladies cannot cry when they feel sorry for themselves. Like, no way. That does not work. Nobody can cry feeling sorry for themselves. Mm-mm.
guys, just stop crying.
No, you can cry. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me pick another one. So, okay. What's the most attractive thing about a girl?
Wow. Definitely her knees.
Her knees.
I'm kidding.
Her knees.
The most attractive thing I'd say is something that comes with time, and it's a collection of the small things. It's going on on that date and just seeing the way she carries herself in public. It's the way she talks to people, the way she cares for people. There's like these little, the way, I don't know, the way she squints when she laughs or something that you find cute. And it's,
I think it kind of leads to a thing of, you know, a lot of girls think that guys are firstly, you know, attracted to physical appearance.
yeah,
Which, as I hear you speaking, you know, it's more of like personality,
yeah.
how the person is on the inside. But obviously,
There's,
there is a definite thing about being attracted to someone physically as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think especially okay, I think guys and girls, yes, we can argue that, but I think definitely there's that physical factor. I mean, you obviously have to find the person attractive, and very interesting. Like I've had friends where you see a girl and you're like, wow, that girl's pretty, and then your friend thinks,
Yeah.
not a chance, or he's like, wow, look at that girl, and you like
Or
that's for you not
yeah,
very like attractive. So everyone has their different tastes. Some people like spicy food, some people don't like spicy food. It just goes on preference.
or it could possibly be that the first time you start talking to this friend and you make friends with them, you don't really find them attractive. But the more you get to know them, the more you get to know their personality, then all of a sudden they become more attractive to you. I don't know if that has ever like happened.
Yes,
It's like all of a sudden this person is just like, wow, who are you?
Yes,
You know,
yeah.
I think that's also quite cool. Especially with this thing of first appearances can be so deceiving, because you can actually start liking someone once you get to know them. I have heard of like so many cases where friends were just friends, and then all of a sudden, like the more they spend time with one another, and seen their personalities, and it just like fit together. You know, it just worked. And yeah, so I mean, that's also a
Very good
possibility.
point. Very, very good point.
Yeah. Hit me with a question.
All right. One for the guys. Okay, so in general culture, it's understood that the guy normally pursues the girl.
Ooh. Okay.
At what point does it start to look desperate? Because you're a guy, you want to make that impression, you want to be going after the girl. But at what point does it look like, oh, this guy's trying too hard? It's too much.
Well, I mean, I feel like it depends. Like if you've been doing it for a week or so, you know, keep going at it. But if after a month the girl doesn't reciprocate, because I do feel like, you know, the guy does do the pursuit at first, but then eventually the girl has to reciprocate and pursue from her side as well, so that he can see that she's also interested. But just like when guys aren't interested in a girl, they would not, you know, continue pursuing it. They would show different signs of it, like pulling away a little bit more, not speaking that much, not being so, you know, excited. Just the same it is with girls. Like I mean, a lot of us girls, we carry all of our emotions like on all our sleeves and our faces and everything. So you will actually start noticing if this person is interested or not. So I don't I think you're asking the wrong girl, because to me it's not a thing of too much, because I don't know, for me I would be like, go all out for this person. But I do have this one rule where I say, you know, if you start doing this for the pursuit purposes, you have to keep doing that for the rest of the relationship, for the rest. Like if you open a girl's door, don't do it just to impress her and do it for the first month and then after that you stop. Like if you're planning on doing something once, like to get her, you have to keep doing that for the rest of your life. So
come on.
yeah. So that's
in the recording right there, that was like a mic drop moment. You got a mic? You want a mic? You want to drop that bad boy?
yeah, so that's very important to me. So for me, pursuing each other, I don't think it's a thing of too much. Like, it will get too much if maybe she shows you that she's not interested and you keep buying her stuff, keep pursuing her, and she kind of just gives you the signals, then you should know, okay, back away. Or maybe, sometimes, just for a little while, even if it's just for 2 days, you back off a little bit and you just have a look and see if she, you know, if she comes back, if she tries to also pursue from her side, because maybe you don't necessarily give her the opportunity to pursue, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure, that's good.
Great. My turn.
This is fun.
Oh, good. When was the last time you cried?
Me, myself.
Yes.
Yo.
And why?
I'm trying to think now. Why do I cry?
Well, obviously you don't cry
I
a
think
lot.
I think it was maybe this year or last year. From Lifting Dreams, where a group of us go to Soweto and like Mamelodi, and we teach kids. And I remember the one day, the one girl, we were asking the kids, you know, what do they like to be one day? What do they want? What is their aspiration when they grow up? And the one girl said she just doesn't want to end up like a prostitute, because she can see what it's done to her mom.
Sure.
And that, like, it didn't hit me quite then when I heard it, but later on when I started actually thinking about it and seeing, like, spending more time there at Lifting Dreams and seeing what those people, or what the kids go through, yes, that really hits you hard. And I think I just had a bad day, and I just thought about that, and might have been a tear that just quickly slipped there.
Yo, okay, that's quite deep and sensitive. Shame, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yo, okay. That was a very. Now I'm kind of like, how do we pick that up? Ask me a question.
Okay, so where are we? Oh, not like a question. Do girls like it when guys stand up for themselves? And I'm not talking about like there's right and wrong, but let's say a guy hits on a girl at a club, his girlfriend. Um, I never know when should you take action and be like go against the guy so that the girl can be like, oh, my boyfriend's standing up for myself, or do you just take and be like, no, let's just leave it.
Yeah, so I was actually in a situation
Oof.
like this where my boyfriend from that time, we were at a place, and then all of a sudden there was just like this guy, coming to me the whole time, speaking to me, and I remember he was just like standing there, checking the scenario out, but not really interacting. And then I think the guy like was more, starting to show, okay, he's really interested. And I just remember him coming in, and he would just be like, hey babe, what's going on? And then that guy immediately just kind of backed away. And it wasn't this thing of like, I'm gonna hit you now, but he just like moved in with this calm sense of authority, like,
Mm.
you know this is my person, you're speaking to my person, leave my
Yeah,
person
yeah,
alone.
that's good.
So I think that girls do like it when a guy likes, you know she's mine, not
Yeah,
she's mine, but you know um
shows that authority and like
yes,
this
and
is
shows like,
my
this is my
my
person,
yes,
please do not invade what
yeah,
we have.
yeah,
But I don't think girls obviously like it when guys get violent because of it, and get
yeah.
like very angry and in the other person's face, because that kind of shows a sense of insecurity. I feel the moment that a guy feels like he has to now like man up and fight, then I think there's a sense of insecurity where you feel you're like, this other guy actually has an opportunity to win your girl over.
Mm,
So yeah,
sure, that's good.
that's what I think.
I like that
but
answer.
but girls do like it, like they
Yeah.
like it when guys stand up for them, and also stand up for themselves, like when a guy fights for something that they believe in and they are very passionate about, and they are not shy to speak about what they are
Mm.
truly passionate about.
I think there are some girls that that like a good fight. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, bomb baby,
I
love
know
bomb.
I know some Rover girls, but no. Okay, ooh. Is it annoying to receive messages while you're out with friends? Like if she keeps texting you while you're out
Oof,
with your
that's a good
friends.
question.
Is it
It
annoying?
depends. I think it would depend on the context of the messages. Um, if she knows you're out with friends, I think she should let you enjoy that time
Mm.
with your friends.
Mm.
But I mean, obviously, if she's messaging and she's like, "Listen, something hectic just happened. I need you." Then I think that's a different story. Because then I think you need to address that.
Mm.
But if it's just like, "Hey,
You're like,
are
what
we?
what are you doing? Who's all there?
What are you doing? Are we still going for a coffee tomorrow?" Things like that. Like it's like I can give you those answers
Yo,
after the
yo,
no,
yo,
or
yo. Why aren't you
the
replying me? Like, is something up?
yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
I
And I think the same with the guy as well with with the girl. Um, you should also let her
yeah,
just
because
let her enjoy her time with her friends.
yes, because I mean, for me personally, it's not, I would say, annoying, but if you're in a group of friends and someone is like always on their phone, like, it's not fun. It feels like that person isn't really present in that moment. So I do feel like if you know that your person is going out with friends, then you have to, respect their time as well with their friends, and be like, okay, I know you're not gonna be able to talk now, and give them that space, because they're gonna be busy. They're gonna be busy talking to people. They won't have time to sit on their phones and reply the whole time and have like
Mm,
this thing of. So it's not, yeah, it's not annoying, but it can get annoying if it's out of a I think, a thing of insecurity.
Definitely.
Your insecurity in relationships, it tears down everything. If you aren't secure in who you are and your identity, and know what you bring to the table, you will always feel this need for approval from the other person. Hit me with a
Yeah.
question.
All right. So you really like this guy, but he eats pineapple on pizza. What do you do?
I eat pineapple on pizza.
I'm kidding. Pineapple is the best.
Why does this always come up? We have this argument at work as well, where one of the guys is like, fruit does not go on a pizza, like, at all.
What? No.
Yeah.
Those are not your true friends. Okay, so legit question. Is it weird for guys to just randomly approach girls in public? Like, let's say a guy like drops a quick liner to try and get your attention or get your number, or because let's say a guy really finds you pretty or attractive and he wants to pursue that.
No.
What's the best way for a guy to go about that is basically what I'm asking.
I mean, I personally appreciate that. Like, even if I'm not interested in that person, like, I do honor the confidence, because it takes a lot of confidence to approach a girl in public and have the one liner, and then in that moment you still give her the decision to say yes or no to it. So for me personally, I would love it. Like, I would like it if a guy comes to me and be like, wow, you're beautiful, like, can I speak to you, whatever. So that would definitely be something that I'm open to, but that's just me, because I feel like I like it when a guy is very confident and knows who they are, and I feel like in that moment when he walks to you, he sees you and he's like, okay, I like her. But then obviously if every people comes and says hello, I'm not necessarily gonna like every one of them. So then in that moment, just be like, "Yo, sorry, yeah." It's very awkward, but we don't grow if we aren't placed in awkward situations.
That's very true.
I'm just saying.
That's very true.
Yeah. So.
Right.
Definitely.
Hit me with another one there.
Ooh. What do you do if you're uninterested in a girl? And don't say you ghost her. As per our previous discussion.
Yo, that's not an easy question, because it depends on what is the reason that, and it depends how long you've like spent time with each other. But you obviously you need to be honest. You need to, like, if you're not gonna ghost the person, then then you need to be honest with that person, and you need to communicate and say. Let's say you don't like their toes. I wouldn't go and exactly say I don't like your toes, but I would definitely just be honest with that person and be real with that person. Say, listen, I don't think it's gonna work out, and like you need to like be very sensitive with that sort of stuff, because you can very easily say something that's gonna hurt that person's feelings and make them self-conscious about themselves in a way. So. And I think not just that, I think your reasons have to be legit. I think saying like, because you started like hanging out with this girl and now you met her friend and her friend is weird, to say, oh, no,
I don't like you because of your friend.
They're dating a girl with friends like this. I don't think that's, because you can always like work around that. Well, depends how, like I always say, if your yes needs to be bigger than your no. And it's like, no, I don't like her because she's hanging out with that person, but yes, I like her because she really treats me and my friends well. So that's why I'd rather go the distance with this person.
Yeah, but I also do think that you say that you have to have like this legitimate reason as to why, But I think that sometimes it's just like a preference thing. Like, I do know of a friend of mine who was very much interested in a guy, and he just wasn't like it kind of it worked, but he was just not interested in her, and he cannot explain why, but there's just something that is missing. And I feel like, if you are mature enough, then you will be able to take it and be like, okay, it's okay. Not all of the pot's lids go on every pot, like it's just not a match. And then you have to be like, that's okay. There will be someone else. There will be something else. So I really think, in the end, it's a thing of maturity as well. The moment someone tells you they're not, it hurts. It's not fun. But just like be this okay. There are more fishes in the sea. Like, it's not the only one.
That's very true.
Yeah. Okay, hit me with the last question.
So what's the one thing you tell a guy before he goes on a camp with your dad, or any girl that before they go on a camp with their dad?
Ooh, shooey. Well, with my dad, I think.
Because that's big, hey?
Yeah,
Like
it's-
like I think that's big for girls.
Yeah.
If the dad and the guy get along really well. Because I mean,
Yes.
their dad is the one that was their role model their whole life. So that's I'm asking
Yeah.
because I know that.
Yeah. So I think it will literally depend on the dad, because you get very easy dads and then you get very hard dads. But if we take camping specifically with my dad, like just let him just let him do everything, and then you just stand there until he gives you orders. But yeah, I think it depends. And then also for the viewers who don't like camping, who just like meeting the dad or doing anything alone with the dad, I think it would just be a thing of just being who you are, being comfortable with who you are. Do not try to be someone that you think he should like. And the moment that you start realizing like he likes us, don't change yourself for that. And in the end, obviously it is important what the father and the mother thinks of you, but it's still the daughter that chooses you. It's still her that you have to, impress, even though it is important. I also think that if you see that her family is very important to her, then you do have to make some effort, to spend time with the father. So I would just say, be confident in who you are,
Yeah,
and
that's good.
or like find out maybe some things beforehand that he enjoys.
And make the effort.
Make the effort to be like, okay, I'm going to be alone with him. Talking points. I know he likes fishing. Like, talk about fishing. I know he likes, have talking points. I think that's a good one. I hope that helps. I mean, let's hope.
Yeah.
Oh, but Kevin, this was so much fun. I really enjoyed asking you questions, and I hope that the watchers enjoyed it.
Yeah,
just
thanks. That
as
was
much.
it was a lot of fun, and I think like myself, I learned a lot now from this session, or
Awesome.
this chat. So yeah, it was a lot of fun and really enjoyed it. So thanks for having me
Great.
on the show.